Coming up on Look Today, a Glens Falls man was arrested this morning after a foot chase with the police. I've got details. And we have an update on contamination in the region's water supply. And we take a weekly look at the movies with Jackson Murphy. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone and happy Friday. I'm Jehu Jackson and this is Look Today. Well, in tonight's program, I sit down with Seth Breedlove via Skype. Now, he's the director of the feature film Beasts of Whitehall, and we're going to talk about the upcoming documentary about the sightings of Bigfoot in the North Country. Well, I also sit down with Andrea Jacobs from the Lake George Arts Project to discuss the event this Sunday called Bands and Beans. Plus, we have your weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, a man was arrested this morning in Glens Falls after a foot chase with the police. The suspect broke into the Union Square building on Broad Street in Glens Falls and was intercepted by one of the building's owners. Well, that owner, Thomas O'Neill, said the suspect was armed and disguised with a surgical mask. Now, when police were called to the scene, the suspect escaped through a basement-level window and took off by foot. Well, eventually, the police caught the man on Glen Street near the library. Now, we spoke to Peter Shabat about the witness, who was a witness about the incident.
A blonde-haired kid came in, broke in, went inside the building, and he pulled a gun on the son of the owner of the building. And he called the cops. And after that, they had all these cops here. And finally, at the end, they caught him by the library.
Man, glad they caught this guy. Well, in other news, we have an update on the recent contamination found in local water supplies. Now, as you know, research into the issue of contamination is being conducted on a national level. Well, USA Today published a report on lead in the water using data from the Environmental Protection Agency. Now, on the local level, 2 water systems contain lead in their water supplies. Green Mansions in Warrensburg and Arcady Bay Estates on Lake George have both acknowledged this contamination. Contamination was also found in the pipes that connect people's homes to the main water pipelines. Now, some homes and businesses have avoided the issue by using plastic pipes, but even so, residential homes often have copper pipes throughout their buildings which contain lead. Now, we will keep you updated on any further developments regarding this story. Switching from news to weather. Well, today's temperatures were a little cooler with overcast skies. Let's see how the weekend is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, we head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast. Well, in other news, check this out. The 12 county Republican committees in the 21st District will all endorse U.S. Representative Elise Stefanik in her run for Congress. Well, the regional vice chairman of the committee said that in her first term, Stefanik has put the needs of the North Country families and small business owners first. Now, Stefanik will run for re-election in November. Up next, we take our weekly look at the movies with Jackson Murphy. He's going to give you an update on new movies at home and in the theater.
Hi everybody, I'm Jackson Murphy with this weekend's Look TV, Look at Movies. The Divergent series Allegiant once again stars Shailene Woodley as Triss, leader of the rebels trying to save humanity in futuristic dystopian Chicago. This is part 1 of a 2-part series finale. Allegiant is rated PG-13. Also, the inspired by a true story Miracles from Heaven, about a little girl suffering from an incurable disease who falls from a tree and is miraculously cured. But it's who she says she met while unconscious that baffles the experts even more. It's rated PG. New at-home options include The Big Short, the imaginative adaptation of the best-selling book about the housing market crash of 2008. It just won the Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay. There's also the sweet and emotional Brooklyn, starring Saoirse Ronan, and Carol, the powerful forbidden romance drama with Cate Blanchett and Rooney Mara. Enjoy the movies, everybody, and I'll see you right back here next week. I'm Jackson Murphy.
Well, I got some great options there. Well, this next story, if anything proves it's Friday and the people in the control room and the newsroom want to only provide you with the best, Bishop Schaffenberger will be hearing confessions today in Glens Falls for 24 hours straight. Well, inspired by the efforts of one priest, he started today at 9 a.m. According to him, all people are welcome and no sin is great enough not to be forgotten.
I said, you know what, if I can do this, I will. And fortunately, I called up Father Joe and I said, you know, maybe I'll get a little outside the capital region, you know, go a little north, you know, and that's what we decided to do. So that's what I'm doing. And I've been here since 9 o'clock this morning.
Congratulations to him. It is actually a worthy cause. Up next, I sit down with Seth Breedlove via Skype. Now, he's the director of the feature film Beasts of Whitehall, and he's going to talk about the upcoming documentary about the sightings of Bigfoot throughout the North Country. Plus, I also sit down with Andrea Jacobs from the Lake George Arts Project, and she's here to discuss the event Bands and Beans, which is happening this Sunday at Roaring Brook Ranch. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000.